Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just What I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode we made it to Heavensward up here at the Zenith, which is over here. And our parlay has failed. Heavensward is not willing to listen. And thus we are now going to go to the west and look for Nidhogg's lair. While I'm still pondering on how my hotbar looks in Dark Knight on my main character, because I can't remember. Still trying to figure out a couple of skill placements. But first, more dragons! Because we haven't killed enough dragons already. So many Heavensward areas are like so chill to me. It's ridiculous. Alright, I was like, why do I have this menu opened up? It's like, oh yeah. So I can keep track of stuffs. I think the current is probably over here at the monster. Okay, no. It's right in front of my face. Look, it's probably gonna be over there. No. It is over here, in front of you. There we go. And I think I now have all of the ether currents. Yes, I do. There's another one. Another one. Hello, mickle boy. Whatever can be taking her so long, Koopa? My replacement should have been here already, but I don't see her anywhere. I'm so hungry. I wager she went home on account of those troublesome tooty hands that are flapping around. Or about. If you save 4 of them, that should secure a safe path, giving my replacement no excuse. Please. My stomach begs you, Kupo. No prob. I'm good at killing things. Although these things are pretty dang beefy. Which is surprising, given their diminutive stature. The salt. Face the salt, you fool. Now I'm thinking about it, I probably could have just pulled all of them. Instead of killing them one by one. Oh well. Well, I'm not so sure actually. Or I could have just swapped to a higher level job and one-shot them. And then swap back to Dark Knight to finish the quest. But we're really fun in that. We're immersing ourselves, friends. The pure immersion. Meanwhile, I take a glimpse of my my UI. I'm like, huh. My UI is not very immersion friendly. Thank you. Now that the Tullahans are out of the way, it's only a matter of time before a replacement gets here. I'm about to pass out from hunger, so I think I'll go ahead. Go ahead. What could go wrong, Koopa? There we go.
Is that it?
Aye, that would be the Eyrie. I feel Nidhogg's presence through the eye, his caustic hatred gnawing at my soul. 'Twould seem the death of his consort has put him on guard. Mark how he wards his lair with tempestuous winds.
A similar barrier once barred our entrance to the primal Garuda's domain, until we discovered the means by which it could be penetrated. Mayhap it is time we called upon Master Garland. It will be just like the good old days, no?
Give me those aiming pens. Who needs healing gear, am I right? Who needs their healer to be leveled up? Right, let's go and wear this pants. Look at this pants! A force of sufficient power to break through a primal's defenses might conceivably grant us access to the area. And I can offer no better solution. Pray consult this engineer friend of yours. Very well, on the condition that you swear not to lure Nidhogg from his lair in our absence. And steal all the glory for myself, you mean? Nay, I am not so selfish as that. Contact me by link pearl when your preparations are complete, and we shall set forth from Ishgard together. I suggest we rendezvous back at Saint Renette's Forum, then. From what I gleaned of the Holy See's decidedly ambitious airship project, Sid will still be in Ishgard. Well, last you saw Master Garland, he was advising the Asgardians on their ailing airship, correct? In that case, he might still be at Camp Cloudstop. Fearing that, we could try the airship landing, or mayhap even the Skysteel Manufactory. But let us not waste time searching Amos-C. Someone in the city is sure to know where to find him. The question is who? Sir Emeric would seem the obvious choice, but there's no guaranteeing you will be able to grant us an audience at short notice. Ah, I have it. Count Edmund's younger brother prides himself on knowing all of the Holy See's juiciest rumors. Let us return to the manor and see if Lord Emanalain is about. Emina. Ah, the hero returns. How goes the fight, old girl? Well, I trust. In search of a Sid Garland, you say? Then say no more. The tavern's folk are full of talk, and the name of said silver-haired genius has cropped up more often than most. I hear he has been tasked with getting that monstrous airship the Holy See commissioned to actually fly. The Tutino project has been plagued with mishaps from the first. In any case, Garland Ironworks employees are known to frequent the airship landing, and I'll wager their master does too. The airship landing? Yes, I thought as much. Come then. You must find Sid and trouble him for his expert opinion. Sid, my boy! Then, Alphino, how fare you both? Not terribly well, judging by your faces. Greetings, Master Garland. I am sure it will come as little surprise when I tell you we have need of a favor. Another wind barrier, and you say it was conjured by Nidhogg. The Enterprise could certainly take you to where you need to go, but she would not fare well against dragons. She's agile for a ship her size, but not that agile. The Revanians would fly rings around her. And if they took it into their heads to incinerate her rigging, there would be precious little we could do to avoid them. But there must be something we can do. Some manner of weapon we could employ. Estinian stands vigil at the edge of the churning mist, but we do not know how much longer. Alright. I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was impossible for the Enterprise. We need a smaller boat. Big Switch, it's time we give that new toy of yours a proper field test. It's probably best if I let the lad show you. Come on, to the manufactory. Or like, come on, the manufactory is not far. To the manufactory. Nod. ff14, the nodding. Yeah. Bum. Our little project's just inside. Oh, you're gonna like this one.
Feast your eyes upon our latest and greatest feat of engineering. We call it a mana cutter.
After you put down Gaius, Wedge and me struck out on our own for a bit, and started work on the successor to the tiny Bronco.
Impressive little thing, isn't she? My talent for ship design has plainly rubbed off on them. They've adapted the principles of corrupted crystal technology and constructed a mechanism which converts ether from its surroundings into elemental wind. Said wind is then harnessed by the specially engineered sails, providing the craft with propulsion and lift. All in all, a most elegant solution. I'm actually a little upset that I didn't think of it myself.
The design does, however, come with one small flaw.
The energy conversion ratio is bloody awful. To generate enough power to get you off the ground, you need to be in an area awash with predominantly wind-aspected ether.
In other words, there are a few places you can fly, and lots of places you can't.
The new Ishgardian airship hasn't left the boys much time for tinkering, meaning it may be a while before this particular project takes off, if you'll forgive the pun.
Tataru, what's happened?
I've been looking all over for you. There's been word from Ulda. It's about Her Grace, the Sultana.
It seems you're required elsewhere. Leave the Mana Cutter with us. We'll see that she's airworthy and suitably equipped to slice through those winds. You, meanwhile, should concentrate on providing Raoban and the Sultana whatever help they need.
Yes. Sorry. General Bond says they may have uncovered the Sultana's whereabouts, and he wants you, by which I mean both of you, to go to the Waking Sands right away and help with the investigation. Comlin, pressing through Ishgard's plight may be... Ishgard's plight may be... Wait, what? Pressing though Ishgard... I read through instead though. Pressing though Ishgard's plight may be, our presence here will not serve to hasten the Mana Cutter's completion. Let us return to the troubled lands of Thanalan and lend what aid we may. Tataru, have our friends at the congregation send a message to Estinian. Tell him we have identified a solution to our problem, but that it will take some time to prepare. As you wish, Master Alfina. To the Waking Sands, Warrior of Light, 'tis past time Ulda was delivered from this darkness.
Thank you for coming.
No thanks are necessary, General. I trust your recuperation continues apace.
I cannot complain. Thanks to Higiri and her ministrations, I've regained much of the strength I lost during my imprisonment.
I gather you have made progress in the search for Her Grace.
Aye, some good fortune at last. A few days past, Dulala informed us that a sizable shipment of alchemical supplies had been delivered to the palace.
With Papa Shan's assistance, I set out to ascertain the source and nature of the shipment. My inquiries led me to Frondale's frontistery. There, I learned that an order had been placed for a curious substance designed to sustain patients trapped in death-like slumber. An invention of the former head alchemist, apparently.
A death-like slumber? This cannot be a coincidence.
It lends some weight to Dulala's claims, aye. Her Grace is likely somewhere within the palace, abed but alive.
Before making any attempt to extricate the Sultana, however, it seemed prudent to learn what manner of substance was used to induce her torpor. To that end, I made inquiries as to the whereabouts of the one most like to have administered it. The lady in waiting, Meriel. We sent for you as soon as we learned of her location. All that remains is to apprehend the woman.
We shall find our cat's paw in the Silver Bazaar. But we must tread carefully. The market is not the bustling place it once was, and someone is sure to mark our coming. Should they inform the monetarists, we'll have a fight on our hands. We must be prepared for the worst, and being short an arm, I thought it wise to take another in its stead. What say you, Warrior of Light? Will you lend me yours?
Nod. I knew it.
Pity the bastard that stands in our way. Come, my friend, for Nanamo and for Ul'dah!
Our target is Meriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting, a woman of Midlander heritage. I'm told the two of you have met. Our sources indicate that she left the palace shortly after the incident and quietly rejoined the dwindling population of the Silver Bazaar. I suggest we begin by questioning the market's residents and confirm that Meriel is indeed in hiding there. Blah, blah, blah. I can't speak. Right, let's go back to Horizon now, guys. Oh, I ain't walking all that way. Although I could take a ferry, in theory, but... may as well go over here and then just fly down there. You can take the ferry, like, over here, till right here, but... yeah. Now I am saving the Jill. I love saying cursed things like that. I'm still kind of flabbergasted that Lynn has more money than my main character does. Well, most of her money comes from the main character anyway. That and then like one really lucky drop in the coils. Do I know of any returning residents? Gods, don't tell me they're starting to come back. My master will not be pleased to hear this. Hello, Kikipoo. I know you. Greetings, Sin. What can I do for the Silver Bazaar's favorite adventure? Looking for Meriel, you say? If you're hoping to lure her back to Ul'dah, you may as well give up now. The girl's done with city life. Meriel? Aye, she's here. Left the city for good, she says. Rarely leaves her house, though. It's the closest one to the market entrance.
You are Meriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting?
I know no one of that name. Pray excuse me. General Alden!
We will have the truth from you, girl.
Mayhap it would be better coming from me.
Lolorito, you'd best talk fast.
As you know, Teleji Adeleji's Cartano reclamation bill was no more than a facade. A means to get his grubby little hands on that Allagan monstrosity Omega. When he learned of Nanamo's intention to abdicate, however, he was forced to amend his plans. Suddenly, assassination seemed the most promising way to further his ambitions. I am told Teleji had discovered a maid in whose veins ran the blood of House Thorn. A new, more pliable puppet to sit the throne. 'Twould have caused an uproar, of course, but few could have contested her claim. 'Twas plain that Teleji's wild machinations had outgrown our ability to control them. So I decided to usurp his scheme and left the fool to seal his own demise.
And what of Nanamo?
Oh, I have no desire to harm her grace. 'Twould profit me little to destabilize our government. Thus did I employ young Mariel here to administer a potent sleeping potion in place of a poison. You should know, General, that your dear friend Ilberd was fully aware of my plan. I had him lie about the assassination as a means to prime your rage against Teleji. We weren't entirely sure how you would react, but things went rather better than expected.
You conniving little worm! You had your claws in the Crystal Braves before their first recruit had sworn to serve!
But of course, when a new game begins, 'tis only prudent to have a piece on the board. Ilberd was mine. Truth be told, a significant proportion of the Braves' initial endowment was also mine. With such large sums moving about, 'twas a rather trifling matter to disguise my own contribution. Ah, Ilberd. I secured his services with a promise to support his cause once my authority had been solidified. I swear, the man thinks of naught but prizing Alamigo from the grasp of the Empire. Unlike you, General, the poor fellow seems quite unable to forsake the land of his forefathers. Mayhap that's why he called you a traitor to your people and a disgrace to your homeland, amongst other things. What was it he always compared you to? Oh, yes, an overgrown lapdog begging for scraps at the Sultana's table. Oh, how we laughed. Alas, Ilberd's entertaining little outbursts eventually gave way to wearisome tirades, and the zealous brute became rather unruly. I had no wish to see you executed, you understand, but he would not take no for an answer. Rest assured, his employment with me has long since ended. Which brings us neatly to the present. What say you, General? Both you and the Sultana are alive. We have one corpse and one fugitive. And preparations have been made to restore your good name. Shall we cry quits and start again with a blank ledger?
The hells we will! Do you honestly expect me to forgive and forget? After all you've done? You're guilty of high treason!
Stay your blade, Master Alden. You yourself are not innocent. Or have you forgotten your own crime in executing Teledji Adeledji without trial? Though you acted out of loyalty to the Sultana, such deeds are in violation of both the word and spirit of the law. If you would, Lord Lolorito?
This potion will wake the Sultana from her slumber. Consider it a gesture of conciliation. You will find Her Grace resting comfortably within her private chambers. Should you doubt my word, I shall willingly accompany you to the palace as your hostage.
I like not your motives, Lolorito. But you saved the Sultana's life, and for that, you have my gratitude.
Rauban Aldin, you are hereby reinstated as General of the Immortal Flames. The citizens of Ul'dah shall once more be united under Nanamo Ul'Namo, and together we shall usher in a new age of prosperity.
Whew. This man's story is so good sometimes. I love that scene. But at 12, I feared Lord Lolorito's arrival would herald another bloodbath. Little did I suspect that he, of all people, would gift us the means to rise the Sultana. Shall we also make our way to Ul'dah? I should imagine Bartholomew has been instructed to admit us. To the Royal Promenade. Yeah. Why do I keep running into this person? I've seen them so many times lately. Flame, General Rauban mentioned you might be coming. Please, this way if you will.
was having the longest dream.
"'Tis time to wake up, Your Grace. Another day begins in Thanalan, and the sun blazes bright upon the sands. Her Grace is awoken. The palace physician assures me she is none the worse for her slumber. I believe Her Grace will soon resume her plans to place the government of Uldar into the hands of its citizens. Whatever path she chooses to take, I shall walk it with her. And we shall tread slowly, lest the nation be unsettled in our wake.
Her Grace's compassion is a shining beacon to us all. But what our city truly thrives upon is competition. 'Tis in the struggle against our rivals that opportunities are seized and fortunes made. And with the Empire on the offensive once more, now would hardly seem the time to turn our system of government upon its head.
Are you privy to new intelligence, my lord?
I would hardly call it new. Remind me, what was the name of that enormous Imperial warship which met its end in Mordona? Wait, I have it. The Agrius. Yes, well, 'twould appear that the Garleans have been hard at work on another such vessel.
How close are they to completing this ship? Is it operational?
Its maiden flight was a success, I hear. I should imagine Emperor Varys is eager to see how it performs in battle. My lords and ladies, I move that it is time to repair the damage caused by Teleji Adeleji and prepare our great nation to repel the Empire once more.
"'Tis well that the Sultana has awoken. The Syndicate yet needs to put its house in order, but 'twould seem the worst of the confusion has passed. Uldar has taken control of its future, and I must do the same. I have decided to disband the Crystal Braves. Among the recruits, there were those who supported our Order's goals and convictions with all sincerity. 'Tis my hope that these loyal men and women will choose to remain our allies in the battles to come. As for those who sided with the traitor, Ilberd, they shall be hunted down and held to account for their crimes. It is my earnest hope that they will surrender themselves peaceably when the time comes, though I think it unlikely. Ah, my all-conquering Crystal Braves. The model army meant to pave the way for a single unified Grand Company of Eorzea. That so high an ideal should be brought so low. I need not tell you how deeply the betrayal stung me. Yet I see now that it was mine own naivety and pride which allowed the Braves to fall prey to corruption. As ever, it is to your own shining example that I turn for inspiration. Like you, I mean to stand firm in the face of hardship and give mine all for the cause. Let us resume the search for our missing comrades, that we might come together to shine the light of dawn across the realm once more. The role of Crystal Brave Commander suited me ill, and I shall play it no longer. Henceforth, I shall be no more or less than Alphino, proud member of the Scions.
Right. Alphino. I best to speak thus of mine inner turmoil, but the fact remains there's no woman alive in whom I would rather confide. Were it not for your shining example, I might never have emerged from beneath the pall of my despair. Still no word from Master Garland. I hope this mana cutter of theirs is nearing completion. I'm assured that her grace will make a full recovery. Aye, and all that too shall flourish once more. General Raban and his colleagues have made matters well in hand, I believe. Lady Ogiri, a question if I may. I believe your people have been keeping a close watch on the Crystal Braves. Might you know how things stand at the Rising Stones? Ah yes, of course. You will be pleased to know that the 3rd Unit Braves abandoned Revenant's when they learned of Captain Ilbert's defeat. The only blue uniforms to be seen now are those worn by soldiers loyal to you, Master Alphina. To me? I see. I'm grateful to hear sorry, that at least some of our members were true to their oaths. Ere we return to Ishgard, I must go to the Rising Stones and thank these stalwarts for their service. It shall be my final act as Crystal Brave Commander. Will you join me, Lynn? You were there at the company's inception. It is only fitting that you be present at its end. And I would appreciate your support. Enter the Rising Stones. Tiny friend who is not tiny. Oh, Commander, you're alive. I don't know who said that. Sorry, I was looking at something else. And then too, I knew you'd scrape through. My splendid Crystal Braves, I've wronged you, all of you. My promises of glory and salvation have brought you naught but blood and betrayal. Bah, you'll not hear us complaining. It was a sight messier than expected, aye, but we're still fighting for the freedom of all, just like we swore. Ain't that right, mates? Aye. You humble me. I'm truly blessed to have such steadfast comrades. It is with the most profound regret then that I must... That's enough of that, Commander. We know what you've a mind to say, and we ain't having none of it. We've talked it over, see, and we're all agreed. You can take our uniforms and strip us of our ranks, and we won't be no less of a company. But the Crystal Braves? The Crystal Braves may be finished, but the ideals upon which the company was founded live on. They bind us to each other and to you. Commander, Alphino, our minds are made up, so you may as well get used to it. Let us help the Scions. Let us help you find Menphilia and the others. My friends, after all that has happened, I know not what to say. Alphino has such a fragile heart. Pray excuse me, I thought my tears spent. My grandfather used to say that one could measure a man by the constancy of his comrades. Mayhap I am the exception which proves the rule. Nay, do not protest. I know that I am not worthy of their loyalty, Lyn. But as Thaliak is my witness, I shall do everything in my power to earn it. A brave resolution. Oh, I just noticed the quest name. Ay. So 55, then Astrologian. Astrologian! I love doing that. I must speak of future plans with the remaining Braves. Any information we uncover on the missing Scions will need to be shared with our allies across the realm, specifically Oriandre in the Waking Sand, and Tataru in Ishgard. While we are organizing our various channels of communication, I would ask that you call upon Master Garland at the Manufactory. I will join you in Ishgard as soon as I am able. Lyn, how in the 7Ls do you do it? I was just about to send for you. We have this moment completed the Manacutter's first successful test flight. A few minor adjustments and she'll be ready to go. While we see to the finishing touches, you might want to pay a visit to Forton's Manor. A dragoon by the name of Estinian was looking for you. Now, I just noticed something. Is that statue giving a flight? It is. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. You have fulfilled your obligations to the old aunt, then? Mr. Tatar has been keeping me apprised of the situation. Once I learned that these mana cutters of Master Garland were nearing completion, I saw no reason to tarry in the mists. For the present, Nidhogg seems content to remain in the area, plotting his revenge. Might not this be an apt moment to unfold our plans to Sir Aymeric? I think we have kept him in the dark long enough. I think this is going to be voice acted. I hope so, in any case.
All stands ready,
Lord
Commander.
The moment has come then.
Pray excuse my lateness. I paid a brief visit to the workshop to inquire about the mana cutters. The engineers assure me that they're ready.
The area is now but a short flight away. Yet what a long and winding path we took to reach this point. Were it not for Master Alphino's proposal, we never would have attempted to parley with the dragons. Though our negotiations yielded little, our expedition with Lady Isar taught us much.
You took an unimaginable risk. I could scarce believe the tale Estinian told.
Aye. 'Tis true that many of our countrymen would sooner die than join hands with the heretic's mistress. But 'twas through that most unlikely of alliances that we came to speak with Hraesvelgr.
A conversation that went rather poorly, as I recall.
In this instance, the journey was more important than the destination. Had we not slain Nidhogg's consort, Tiaman, and put the Great Worm on his guard, the Dravanians would have arrived at Ishgard's walls long ago.
Aye, that they would. Full grateful am I for every hour of respite your actions have afforded us. Thanks to you, our defenses are much improved. 'Tis but a pity they won't be enough.
Thus, you believe an assault upon the area represents the city's best chance of survival. Is that not so, Estinian?
I am under no illusions. Nidhogg's might is legendary. But with his eye in my possession, I can stifle his strength at the source. Victory will be hard won, even so. And I shall be glad indeed to have the Warrior of Light at my side.
You shall have my blade as well. There are more of these mana cutters to be had, yes?
Lord Commander, no!
How can I, a proud knight of Ishgard, stand by and do naught while an outsider risks life and limb for our homeland? I swore an oath to protect this city.
Pray leave the slaying of dragons to dragoons, Sir Knight. Your duty to command the city's defense is no less vital. Should we fail, and Nidhogg slip through our grasp, who then will hold the walls against him? Will you leave Ishgard in the hands of the Holy Sea's zealots?
There are others.
Who but you has the authority and the standing to orchestrate a city-wide defense? I do not, and neither does the Warrior of Light. That is why it is our place to fight, and yours to remain here, Lord Commander. What? You too, Master Alphino? By the Fury! You have shown some promise, but this adversary is far beyond your skills.
Your candor is appreciated, Sir Dragoon. I shall remain then and cheer you from afar.
Wow. Destroyed.
Well, my friend, it would seem I have discouraged the last of the volunteers, and claimed the task as ours alone. But if any alive can best this worm, 'tis surely we too.
Nod. No, is it not a nod? I guess it's a really slow nod, and then a normal nod. Yes. The speech of the Warrior of Light. No! No! I didn't even notice. Well, anyway, this is the perfect opportunity for me to end off my episode. Hope you enjoyed this episode of just us playing Final Fantasy XIV. And next episode, we are going to go and take flight. Or well, we're just gonna go to the area. Goodbye.